Today I'm going to do an extension to the previous tutorial, creating a working website using Photoshop, showing you how to create rollover buttons in your Photoshop website. This is going to be in two stages. The first stage is creating the rollover buttons using Photoshop. For this, you'll need to open the previous design you created using Photoshop. Right, the first thing we need to do is edit the buttons to create their rollover state. We've already exported them in the previous tutorial in their normal version. Now we need to change them, make them look different, to show what they will look like when you hover the mouse over them. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select each of the buttons and I'm going to change the opacity to 60%. It's a very simple but effective change. This is what each of the buttons will look like when you hover the mouse over them. Right, now we need to show the slices we created in the previous tutorial. To do that, I'm going to go to View, Show Slices, and we're going to edit the slices. So we need the Slice Select tool. There we go. Right click, Edit Slice Options. I'm going to change the name because when I export this button in a minute, I don't want it to replace the existing button. I want to have a second version of it for the rollover version. So I'm just going to add _over. I'm going to do this to each button. _over. So you're going to have two versions of each button, a normal version and a rollover version. And when we take this into Dreamweaver, we will be able to create a very simple rollover button. There we go. So what we need to do now is export them. So click on your first button, the home button, File, Save for Web and Devices. Make sure we got JPEG selected. Save. Make sure you've got your website folder. This time we're going to use images only, so we've already exported the HTML last time, we don't need to do it again. We also want to change it to selected slices. This means it'll only export the one I've just clicked on. Save, there we go. I'm going to do the same to the About button. Save, same settings. Links. Save. Same settings, and finally Contact. There we go. Now if I have a look in my images folder, I've now got two versions of each button. I've got an over version and a normal version. Now what I need to do is go into Dreamweaver and create the rollover effect. Now we've created the rollover buttons and exported them, we're going to move into Dreamweaver to add those rollover buttons into the working website. Right, now I'm in Dreamweaver, I can open the index.html and I'm going to click on the home button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the image for each of these buttons. Now don't worry if the design goes a bit funny, this is because we've removed the images, but it'll be fine in a second once you put the rollover buttons in. So make sure you've clicked in the space for the home button. I'm going to go to Insert, Image Objects, Rollover Image. I'm going to call this Home. Browse for the original image, so wherever your images folder is. So the first one will be the normal version. Then this is the rollover version, so the over one we've just exported. Alternative text, home, and it's going to go to index.html. Okay, there we go, there's the first one. Repeat the same process, so insert image objects, rollover image, About, rollover version, about, it's going to go to about.html. Here we go, insert image objects, rollover image, links, rollover version, links.html, and finally let's do the contact button, normal version, rollover version, contact.html. Right, so I've reinserted those buttons, so I can now save this page and preview it. Okay, so there we go. Each of the buttons now has a rollover effect. So now what I need to do is apply this to the other pages. The simplest way of doing this is just to literally save on top of them. So if I just go to the About page, File Save As, to the Contact page, and the Links page, and then we can just change the text again. So links, contact, about, and that stays at home. So I'm going to go to Save All, and let's preview. There we go. So all the pages work, and they all have rollover buttons. And that's it. I hope you found this tutorial useful. For more information, please visit my website arbennett.me.uk.